We don't look backwards. We always go forward. She's galvanizing support from Trump supporters, from DeSantis supporters. Everyone's getting on board. So the momentum is very, very real here in New Hampshire.
Howie, from your New England roots, will any of this play into undecided voters there in New Hampshire?
No, I don't think so. I mean, she bailed out of the two debates. They were canceled this week. They're the traditional pre-primary debates. Those are over. And she's just become running this strategy of hitting everybody with mailings and text messages. My listeners yesterday were complaining. They said they have to put up new trash cans at the post offices so people can throw away. They're getting 5, 6 mailings a day, and the younger voters. Yeah, the younger voters are going really crazy because they're getting all these text messages. They just keep hitting stop to stop sending them. 10 minutes later, she's got they get hit with another text message from Haley, and it's I don't think maybe it's having an effect, but I think she's making a lot of enemies too.
Well, it's interesting, too, because those mailers that they're throwing in the trash cost a lot of money, and the donors there are spending it, and they're spending it with DeSantis as well. Liz, let's bring you in here. I want to put up one of the polls here in New Hampshire. I believe this is the Boston Globe Suffolk University poll. Trump, 50%. They have Haley at 34, DeSantis at 5. I mean, he may have punched his ticket out of Iowa, but it looks like he's going into definitely a very bad situation in New Hampshire. What do you make of what Howie just said? Is Haley going to maybe, actually by not doing these debates, hurt herself in hindsight and trying to push that this is a two-person race? How would that backfire?
Well, I think what really backfires is the fact that she's getting support from Democrats. I mean, the same lawfare that's being waged against President Trump, the funders behind that, Reid Hoffman, is funding Nikki Haley because she's another globalist, uniparty hack who wants open borders, who doesn't believe it's a crime to cross our border illegally. And of course, it's not going to work. The best poll is going to be on Election Day, and what we saw yesterday with people by the thousands lining up to see President Trump in the snow and freezing temperatures. We saw it in Iowa. We're going to see it again in New Hampshire. People want to unify. They want to unify behind President Trump, who's our strongest contender to lead our great country back.
And you talked about Reid Hoffman. He's also helping E. Jean Carroll's funding with her case today, where Trump is spending part of the day. Howie, what do you make of what Liz just said here? I mean, the donor class lining up behind Nikki Haley, they have obviously tried to talk about, her, being the alternative to chaos. But we just saw Lindsey Graham. There's chaos in the border right there in the backyard of New Hampshire.
Well, NBC, which is obviously not a pro-Trump organization, they had a story today saying that Nikki Haley's donors have told her that she's got to do very well in the New Hampshire primaries. I noticed the New York Post, a Murdoch publication, they're trying to lower the expectations. They're saying if she could stay within single digits, that's a win. But I'm not buying that. The thing is, if DeSantis fades out too. Other polls have shown that most of DeSantis's voters, their second choice is President Trump. They're not going to switch over to Nikki Haley. And now you got the Democrats are coming up to try to make sure that Biden gets enough write-in votes so that he doesn't get embarrassed on Tuesday. They had the governor of Massachusetts. Now you have the mayor of Boston. And this was 2 weeks ago, they were telling the New Hampshire Democrat Party that the Democrat primary was meaningless. Now they're rushing troops in, so that gives Haley a smaller universe to collect from, these undecided voters who could take a Republican ballot on Tuesday.
Absolutely. And, as we look towards Monday, to Howie's point, Liz, and then it is to South Carolina, and some are saying if she can't hold her own home state, she definitely has to make a decision there. 20 seconds to you, Liz, to finish this conversation.
Well, absolutely. We need to unify and spend this money on actually what matters, which is taking the fight to the corrupt government that's trying to destroy our country, that's opened our border, has ruined our economy, and trying to get us into World War III. It's very simple. President Trump is the leader of the greatest political movement in our history. It's time for these political hacks to get behind him and go to the task at hand.
Liz and Howie, great to have you in. Like your color choice today there, Howie, as well. Great minds. All right, guys, I know we'll be talking a lot in the coming days and weeks. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You bet.
Thank you, Bianca.